Have you ever wondered why something that once felt effortless can slowly become something you have to think about? For many men, turning 50 is not just about getting older. It is about noticing changes they never expected. The energy may not feel the same. Recovery may take longer. Confidence may quietly disappear. And when it comes to intimacy, many men carry questions they are too embarrassed to ask. Why don't I last as long as I used to? Why does my body respond differently now? Is this just aging, or is my body trying to tell me something? The truth is, getting older does not mean your intimate life has to become weaker. In fact, many men discover something surprising after 50. Intimacy can become more meaningful, more connected, and more satisfying than it was in their younger years. Because the secret is not about trying to become the man you were at 25. The secret is learning how to work with the body you have today. And that is what many men never get taught. Your body changes with age. Blood vessels become less flexible. Testosterone levels naturally shift. The nervous system responds differently. Stress, sleep, medications, and lifestyle choices all influence sexual health. But these changes do not mean the story is over. They simply mean the approach needs to change. As a urologist, one thing becomes clear when speaking with men over 50. The biggest problem is often not the physical change itself. It is the fear surrounding that change. A man may experience one difficult moment and suddenly believe something is permanently wrong. He begins to worry. That worry creates stress. Stress affects blood flow. Stress affects hormones. Stress affects confidence, and slowly, the mind becomes the biggest obstacle. Sexual health is not just about one organ. It is a conversation between your brain, your hormones, your heart, your circulation, your emotions, and your relationship. Think about your body like a powerful machine that has been running for decades. A classic car does not become worthless because it has more miles. It simply requires better maintenance, better understanding, and a different driving style. The same is true for men after 50. Today, we are going to explore how certain sexual positions can help men last longer, reduce pressure on the body, improve comfort, support better control, and create a more relaxed experience. But before we talk about positions, we need to understand something most people overlook. The ability to last longer does not begin in the bedroom. It begins months and years before. Your blood vessels play one of the most important roles in sexual performance. An erection depends on healthy circulation. When a man becomes aroused, blood must flow efficiently into the erectile tissue. This process is connected to the health of the entire cardiovascular system. That means the same habits that protect your heart also protect your sexual function. Walking regularly, maintaining a healthy weight, managing blood pressure, sleeping well, reducing excessive alcohol, and eating a balanced diet are not just recommendations for living longer. They are also investments in maintaining intimacy. Many men think sexual health is separate from overall health. It is not. The body does not separate love, desire, circulation, and hormones into different compartments. Everything is connected. A man who improves his sleep may notice better energy. A man who reduces stress may notice improved confidence. A man who improves circulation may notice changes in sexual response. The body remembers how you treat it. Now, let's talk about something that surprises many men. The goal after 50 should not be speed. It should not be proving something. It should not be chasing the intensity of youth. The goal should be control, concussions, comfort. Many younger men focus on performance. Older men often discover that satisfaction comes from understanding rhythm, communication, and patience. This is where certain positions become important. Some positions naturally create more stimulation and pressure, which can make control more difficult for men who experience sensitivity or early climax. Other positions allow a man to slow down, regulate movement, maintain comfort, and stay relaxed. The first position we will discuss is one that many experts consider valuable for men who want more control: the side-by-side position. Imagine a couple lying together, facing each other, with their bodies relaxed instead of tense. Why can this position be helpful? Because it reduces physical strain. For many men over 50, especially those with joint discomfort, back issues, or reduced stamina, positions that require supporting body weight can create unnecessary pressure. When the body feels stressed, the nervous system can become more reactive. And when the nervous system becomes more reactive, control becomes harder. The side-by-side position encourages relaxation. And relaxation is one of the most powerful tools for lasting longer. Think about a musician playing a difficult song. If the musician becomes tense, the fingers become stiff. If the musician relaxes, the movement becomes smoother. The same principle applies to intimacy. The more comfortable the body feels, the better the communication between the brain and the body. This position can also support emotional connection. And this matters more than many men realize. After decades together, many couples fall into routines. They know each other's habits. They know each other's schedules. They know each other's responsibilities, but sometimes they forget to truly reconnect. Physical intimacy is not only about physical sensation. It is about feeling desired, feeling appreciated, feeling close. Many men over 50 secretly fear that aging has made them less attractive or less valuable. But confidence does not come from pretending you are younger. Confidence comes from accepting yourself and understanding your body. A healthy, intimate relationship is not built on perfection. It is built on trust. Now, another important factor we need to discuss is testosterone. Many men hear the word testosterone and immediately think only about muscle strength or sexual desire. But testosterone influences much more. It plays a role in energy, mood, muscle maintenance, bone health, and sexual function. After middle age, testosterone levels may gradually decline. However, the relationship between testosterone and sexual performance is more complicated than many advertisements suggest. Low energy, poor sleep, chronic stress, and unhealthy habits can also affect how a man feels. This is why looking at the whole picture matters. A man who improves his lifestyle may improve many aspects of his health, even without dramatic changes in hormones. Now, here is something most men never consider. The position you choose can influence not only physical sensation, but also your mental state. And your mental state plays a major role in sexual control. When a man is anxious, the brain focuses on danger. When the brain senses pressure, it becomes harder to stay present. Many men create a cycle without realizing it. They worry about finishing too quickly. That worry increases tension. That tension increases sensitivity. The experience becomes rushed. Breaking that cycle begins with changing the mindset. Intimacy is not an exam. There is no score. There is no performance report. It is an experience between two people. And when a man understands that, something changes. He becomes calmer. He becomes more aware. He becomes more in control. But the next position we discuss reveals something even more interesting. It involves body awareness, breathing, and one of the most overlooked factors in male sexual health: the relationship between the nervous system and control. Because many men are trying to solve a physical problem while ignoring the signals their own body is sending them. And once they understand those signals, everything begins to change. The human body is constantly communicating with us. The problem is that most people only listen when something hurts. They notice their heart when there is chest discomfort. They notice their joints when movement becomes difficult. They notice their energy when they suddenly cannot do what they used to do. But sexual health often changes quietly. There may be small signals first. A little less desire, a little longer recovery time, a little more difficulty staying relaxed, a little more anxiety than before. These signs are not always warnings of something serious. Sometimes they are simply reminders that the body needs attention. And when it comes to lasting longer during intimacy, one of the most important skills a man can develop after 50 is awareness. Awareness of breathing, awareness of tension, awareness of excitement levels, awareness of the difference between excitement and losing control. Many men spend their entire lives trying to ignore their body's signals. They push through tiredness. They ignore stress. They sacrifice sleep. They delay medical checkups. Then one day they wonder why their body does not respond the way it did decades earlier. But the body is not betraying you. The body is simply responding to the environment you have created. This is why the second position we are discussing is not just about physical placement. It is about creating an environment where the body feels safe, comfortable, and relaxed. The second helpful position for many men over 50 is a modified partner on top position, where the man can focus less on physical effort and more on relaxation and connection. The reason this position may help some men is simple. It can reduce the amount of physical work required. Many men do not realize how much tension they create when they feel responsible for controlling every movement. The shoulders tighten, the abdominal muscles contract, the breathing becomes shallow. The mind starts racing. Am I lasting long enough? Is everything okay? Am I performing well? But intimacy becomes more difficult when the mind becomes a critic. The brain and body are connected. A worried brain sends signals that increase stress hormones like cortisol. Chronic stress can influence testosterone levels, sleep quality, mood, and sexual desire. This is why relaxation is not just a psychological idea, it is a biological advantage. When the body is calm, blood vessels can function more effectively. When breathing is steady, the nervous system becomes more balanced. When pressure decreases, confidence increases. This is one reason why many men discover that the biggest improvement in their intimate life comes not from searching for a magic solution, but from learning how to slow down. Slowing down does not mean losing passion. It means becoming more aware. Imagine two drivers. One driver speeds through every road, constantly pressing the accelerator, reacting quickly, and losing control easily. The other driver understands the vehicle, knows when to slow down, knows when to adjust, and reaches the destination smoothly. The second driver is not weaker. The second driver is more skilled. The same principle applies to sexual control. Many men believe lasting longer is about forcing themselves to hold back. But true control comes from understanding the body before it reaches the point where control becomes difficult. This is where breathing becomes extremely important. Breathing is one of the few systems in the body that connects the conscious mind and the automatic nervous system. When a man becomes overly excited or anxious, his breathing often becomes faster and more shallow. This can increase tension. Slow, controlled breathing sends a message to the nervous system. You are safe. You are calm. You are in control. And that message can change the entire experience. Now, let's talk about another major factor for men over 50, prostate health. The prostate is a small gland But it plays a significant role in male reproductive health. As men age, prostate concerns become more common. Many men experience changes in urination, nighttime bathroom trips, or discomfort. While sexual positions do not prevent prostate conditions, maintaining overall pelvic health, communication with a healthcare professional, and paying attention to symptoms are important parts of aging well. The connection between pelvic health and sexual function is often underestimated. The pelvic muscles help support urinary control and sexual function. Like any other muscles in the body, they respond to proper awareness and care. But there is something else that matters just as much: a man's relationship with aging. Because sometimes the biggest barrier is not the body, it is the belief that things cannot improve. Many men quietly accept decline because they believe aging means losing important parts of themselves. They think, "I am older now. This is just how things are. There is nothing I can do." But research and experience show that healthy aging is not about avoiding change. It is about adapting intelligently. A 60-year-old man who takes care of his body may have better health than a 45-year-old man who ignores his age as a number. Health is a habit, and intimacy is not reserved only for youth. In fact, many couples report that intimacy becomes deeper later in life because they understand each other better. They communicate more. They feel less pressure. They value connection more. The third position we need to discuss focuses on something many men overlook: reducing pressure on the lower body while improving comfort. This is especially important for men dealing with changes in flexibility, joints, or stamina. A seated position can sometimes provide more stability and allow both partners to focus on closeness rather than physical effort. The reason stability matters is because discomfort creates distraction. And distraction is one of the biggest enemies of intimacy. Think about trying to enjoy a conversation while sitting in an uncomfortable chair. Even if the conversation is meaningful, your mind keeps returning to the discomfort. The same thing happens in the bedroom. If the body feels strained, the brain pays attention to the strain. Comfort allows the brain to stay focused on connection, and connection improves confidence. Confidence improves relaxation. Relaxation improves control. This chain reaction is something many men never consider. They search for complicated answers when sometimes the solution begins with understanding simple principles: comfort, communication; confidence, circulation; consistency. These 5 things influence male sexual health more than many quick fixes. But there is another hidden factor that can quietly affect performance after 50: sleep. Many men underestimate the relationship between sleep and hormones. During deep sleep, the body performs important repair processes. Poor sleep can affect energy, mood, testosterone regulation, and overall health. A man who sleeps 5 hours every night and feels exhausted may assume he has lost his sexual ability. But sometimes the body is simply asking for recovery. Your body is not a machine that runs endlessly without maintenance. It is a living system. It needs rest. It needs movement. It needs nourishment. It needs care. And when those foundations improve, many other areas of life can improve too. The next position we discuss reveals another important lesson about aging. Flexibility is not just about movement. It is about confidence. It's because many men stop exploring new experiences, not because they cannot do them, but because they believe they are no longer capable. And that belief can become more limiting than the physical changes themselves. In the next part, we will explore more positions that can support comfort, control, and connection for men over 50, while also discussing the role of circulation, hormones, mindset, and the habits that protect sexual health for years to come. As we reach the end of this journey, remember one important truth. Getting older does not mean losing the ability to experience passion, connection, confidence, or intimacy. It simply means learning a new language with your body. The man you were at 25 may have relied on energy, speed, and youthful strength. But the man you are today has something even more valuable: experience, understanding, patience, a deeper connection with yourself and your partner. Many men spend years worrying about what they have lost with age. They focus on what has changed, but they forget to recognize what they have gained. They have learned how to love more deeply. They have learned how to communicate better. They have learned that intimacy is not measured by how long something lasts or by trying to prove something. True intimacy is measured by the connection two people create together. The strongest men are not the ones who pretend they never change. The strongest men are the ones who understand change and adapt with confidence. Your sexual health is connected to your entire life. Your heart health, your circulation, your hormones, your sleep, your stress levels, your emotional well-being. Every healthy choice you make today is an investment in the future version of yourself. The walk you take, the food you choose, the sleep you protect, the doctor's appointment you do not ignore, the conversations you have with your partner. These small decisions create the foundation for a healthier, stronger, and more confident life. And remember this: your body is not your enemy. Your body is your lifelong companion. It has carried you through decades of challenges, responsibilities, victories, and difficult moments. It deserves understanding, not criticism. For men over 50, the goal is not to chase the past. The goal is to create a better future, a future where you feel comfortable in your own body, a future where you maintain your confidence. A future where intimacy remains a meaningful and joyful part of your life. Because age does not remove your ability to connect. Age does not remove your ability to love. Age does not remove your ability to feel desired and appreciated. The best years of your intimate life are not always behind you. Sometimes they begin when you finally understand yourself. So take care of your body. Listen to the signals it gives you. Communicate openly. Stay curious. And never believe the false idea that growing older means becoming less alive. A healthy man is not defined by his age. He is defined by how he continues to care for himself. If this video helped you understand your body better, take a moment to support this channel. Like this video, subscribe for more science-based health insights, and share it with someone who may need to hear this message. And I want to ask you something important. What is one health habit you are committed to improving after watching this video? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience could encourage another man who is silently facing the same questions. Remember, aging is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a wiser chapter. Stay healthy, stay confident, stay connected, and never stop investing in the person you are becoming.